Yata mpo.
Enda pale Emali Matiliku. Na hata hapa Ukambani pia tumepata content creators. Shida tu ile ya huko Northeastern content creators walikuwa ni vijana. Hapa iko mzee amejifanya content creator. Tafadhali wazee, tuachie vijana kazi yao. Si vijana waachie kazi yao? Vijana waachie kazi, wasiachiwe.
Leo unasikia mimi nawaambia wale mandugu zangu, jameni, my friends, wacheni siasa ya bure. Siasa ya ukabila. Wewe unaendesha tu ukabila kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Oh, hawana shares, wale wako na shares mingi, wale wako na shares kidogo. Unatuletea ukabila, unatuletea chuki, unatuletea mambo ya kugawanya wa Kenya. That is not what we want. Kenya wants unity. Tuungane, tushirikiane, tufanye kazi kwa pamoja. Hii Kenya tunaweza kubadilisha na nguvu zetu, Mungu akitujalia, rasilimali tuko naye. And that is why I say, this country, we have what it takes. We have the ideas, we have the vision, we have the capacity, and we have the resources to move Kenya from a third world country to a first world country. Na ndio mimi nimekuja kuwauliza watu wa Ukambani, mkubali tubadilishe nchi yetu na tubadilishe Ukambani. Mnasema tubadilishe Ukambani? Tukibadilisha Kenya tubadilishe Ukambani? Hebu nione wale wanasema tuko tayari kubadilisha Ukambani. Na tubadilishe Kenya pia. Si namna hiyo? Na ndio mimi nimesema juzi, mimi nataka kusema kwa mkutano huu wa viongozi. Viongozi mnanisikia? Mimi nimewaambia nimekuja hii Ukambani deliberate. Kwa sababu watu wa Ukambani ni watu wazuri sana. I am being honest. Kama kuna watu watatangulia mbinguni bila wengine, ni watu wa Ukambani.
All right. The president is currently attending an ODM founders dinner, and this is after he met the leaders from Ukambani region a little bit earlier on. ODM continues to celebrate 20 years. So let's cross over to that particular live event and just listen in to what is happening at the founders dinner as ODM celebrates 20 years.
And quite a number of all of us also came from Kanu. So congratulations. And as
all right, so as ODM was kicking off in the early years of 2005, the president was part of the integral team that co-founded the ODM party, the party that also pushed for the new constitution in 2010. So we'll be going back to that shortly, but let's still stick with ODM. Now, political tensions continue to simmer within the Orange Democratic Movement party as it continues to celebrate 20 years of existence, a month after the death of former party leader Raila Odinga. The meeting, attended by top political party leaders, symbolized different standpoints as with regards to whether to stick to the broad-based government or not. Winnie Odinga, the Iyala Member of Parliament, in a daunting move, asked the party to go back to the people, who will then make a decision on who will manage the party within the broad-based arrangement.
When it came to the matter of this broad-based government, the people of ODM entrusted one person with the management of that relationship. And that person was Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. That relationship is complicated. And therefore, we are looking and we are wondering, those that are taking it upon themselves to manage it now, are they capable of managing that relationship? I don't think that is a question for me to answer. That is a question for the people of ODM to answer. And party leader is why I'm requesting we need to go back to the people and have an NDC and see who the people want to pick to manage that same relationship.
Na mimi nawaambia msifikirie mtatoa chambo, msifikirie mtatoa kafara. Nawaambia msifikirie mtatoa kafara, msifikirie mtatoa chambo. Sisi wengine damu yetu ni moto. Ukileta twaleta, ukija tunakuja, ukitukujia tunakukujia, ukileta noma noma, ukileta mbaya mbaya.
Chama tuko na msimamo, na kama chama tumeamua jambo moja. Tumesema ya kwamba baba alituacha katika ile broad based government. Ikifika 2027 wafuasi wa chama wataamua vile tutatembea. Kwa sasa tutembee kila mahali tukiweka chama iwe na nguvu, chama iwe na wafuasi wengi zaidi. Na mimi niseme tukienda huko mbele kupata viti katika MCA, MP, governor na zile zingine, tutakuwa fair kwa kila mtu na kila mtu ako na nafasi, sana sana vijana wetu kupata viti ndani ya chama cha ODM.
People of Kenya, for us to get a new constitution, people shed blood, people protested, we were beaten in the streets, but finally we went to Bomas of Kenya, we went to Naivasha, we went to Kilifi and produced the constitution that we have today. And therefore I want to speak to the people of ODM that you must respect your leaders, but we must also accept that Raila taught us to go to the street when it is necessary and go to the boardroom when it is necessary.
In what continues to signal growing rift within the ODM party, Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino has accused top party officials of sidelining him in the recently appointments to party leadership positions. Babu Owino on Saturday mounted one of his boldest challenges yet to the ODM party, declaring himself ready for a bigger seat and openly questioning why he was overlooked. In a fiery address during the ODM at 20 celebrations at the Mamangina waterfront in Mombasa, Owino, who's already seen as a restless force within the party, assured the late political outfit's leader Raila Odinga of unwavering loyalty to street battles in the face of harsh living conditions. But in the same breath, Owino turned his guns inward, telling the Orange Party hierarchy to think again about sidelining him in future positions.
Odinga, I want to assure you that your spirit shall live on. The spirit that you implanted on us shall live on.
Thank you.
Kidogo tu Sifuna, hii ndio siku ya mwisho SG wangu. Nimejua hawa wadozi wetu hawatanikaribisha hapa tena. Wacha niongee kwa sababu Raila alipokuwa mzima nilikuwa nachukua hata 1 hour ya kuongea. Saa hizo wadozi wetu wengine hapa hawakuwa hata kushikwa na mtu wa Kanjo. To Baba the Great, we want to tell our people to rise up. Rise with courage, rise with conviction, rise with strength to fight, because we know that we are stronger than our oppressors. Na nataka kuhakikishia Raila Amolo Odinga mahali popote yupo sahihi. Baba, siku ya leo gharama ya maisha ikienda juu, tutaenda maandamano. Viongozi wetu wa ODM walipewa viti. Congratulations. Lakini wacha niwaulize swali. Wadozi, mliangalia huyu Babu Owino mkaona hawezi tosha kiti yeyote? Kwa hivyo mfikirie hiyo, youth leader na kuheshimu, lakini hapo mbele hata Babu ametosha party leader.
Haya.
Tunasema ni Babu kwa sababu kama kuna tabu ana jawabu la ajabu kwa adabu.
Asante.
Bila Babu, tabu.
All right, so as I'd mentioned earlier on, we've got a live event in Mombasa. That is the ODM Founders Dinner, where President William Ruto is currently attending as ODM celebrates 20 years. He was part of the integral team that formed the ODM party back in 2005. Also a critical team member as they were pushing for the 2010 constitution with the late Raila Odinga. So let's cross over and just listen in a little bit on what's happening on the dinner aspect of it.
So Julius Kimboy, who was one of the lawyers who was inside, and Otieno Kachwang was also in the meeting. Julius was the first one to come and said, "Would you like to be chairman?" I said, "Of course, yes, I don't mind being chairman." And then Otieno Kachwang followed. Chenega Chuang came to try and convince me to be chairman. I was already convinced. So we agreed. They came. The rest of the positions, I think, you came later. After that, by Shambungo as acting secretary. Then we went to Naivasha to strategize now on what the party principles and values are. And we had a very big argument on who should be members. Individual members, and of course Uhuru and Kanu and Gideon were still in Kanu. We were also in Kanu. And they said, let's have also corporate members. And for a whole 2 days we talked about who should be member, corporate or individuals only. Raila was for individuals. We eventually, we talked over, we agreed, let's have both individual members and corporate. So we went out of our way to accommodate Kanu. So we came in, and then we now came to Nairobi to register the ODM. And we found out that a mischievous character called Manyara, with maybe I can't call it, maybe a sinister motive, had registered our party. How come? Who is this Manyara? We haven't even known him. I think I've met the character twice. Is he here? Papi, he's around, eh? One day he will tell us his motive. So we decided no. Let's register ODM.
All right, so that is the live founders dinner of ODM party happening in Mombasa. I remember just exactly 1 month ago, Raila Odinga died. And it's quite a momentous time as well for the ODM party. The president is in attendance of that event and will be keeping tabs with that. Now let's talk about the opposition. United Opposition has rallied the clergy to stand firm and strong and not be afraid to speak out on issues bedeviling the country as they play a key role in democracy. While speaking during the ordination of Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, the leaders led by Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiang'i, and Eugene Wamalwa asked the government to listen to the men of cloth.
Our humiliating exit in office has been very pleasant to us because we have moved on and we are happier people. The only regret that I have that we left office is that Dorcas is not able to help as many boys as she would have wanted. Because when she was in office, she saved many boys from death. She helped rehabilitate very many young people. She is not able to do as much as she would have wanted.
And I want to ask our national leaders, His Excellency, our President and the government, please listen to the clergy, listen to the religious leaders of our country. I saw a very strong statement from the Conference of Catholic Bishops. The Anglican Church leaders have spoken very loudly, and many of you have spoken loudly. Those of you who read the Bible more oftenly, probably more often than my friend Mithika Rinturi, know the fate of those leaders who do not listen to the voice of God through the clergy. And we know what has happened to countries when we do not listen to our ordained men of God.
Church assembled here today, take your position. This ordination is not ordinary ordination. I don't even know what our sister has been ordained to which ministry, because you see, the widows, the orphans, the Kenyans who are oppressed, the overtaxed Kenyans, the ones who are crying loud, the ones who have been abducted and killed. These are not ordinary times. And therefore, let us all take up.
That could also apply to those of us who are not part of the House of Grace, who are in politics. When you're called to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, and you have that calling to the highest office in this land, some of us, all of us here, Kalonzo, Huyu Matiang'i, Rigiji mwenyewe, we are aspiring to go to that office. But if you're blessed to hold that office, just the way Reverend Dorcas has been told here today, to that high office, you must also hold that office with honor and dignity.
Embu Senator Alexander Mundigi has cautioned the DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua against making statements that he believes could demean Embu County leaders or undermine peace in Mbeere North as campaigns intensify ahead of the November 27th by-elections. The senator raised concerns over the former deputy president's planned tour of Mbeere North from November 16th to 24th, where Gachagua is expected to rally support for United Opposition candidate Newton Karish. Mundigi said Gachagua has on several occasions made disparaging remarks directed at Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire, the senator himself and other local leaders, adding that elected officials deserve respect regardless of political differences. Mundigi described Gachagua as a political figure who often speaks without weighing the impact of his statements, stressing that although Gachagua has the democratic right to campaign for a candidate of his choice, he should not attack leaders who do not align with his political position.
Ningeomba Mr. Gachagua, tulikupembeleza, tulikuomba, tukiwa masenators, tukiwa leaders wa Mount Kenya, na hukutusikia. Kwa hiyo wachana na hii serikali ya William Ruto, kwa hii kipindi membakia, kwa sababu tulikuimpeach, unavaa ukae nyumbani, umalize miaka yako 10, kwa sababu tunajua hata kiti yoyote, hata kiti ya cattle drip, uwezi pata, na unaenda ukindanganya watu, mambo ya mlima ni wako. Angalia unatupotosa, kwa sababu agenda yetu sio mambo ya viti. Saa hii nataka nikukumbushe, Mount Kenya miaka yote sisi tukiwa Mount Kenya East tumekuwa tukipeana kura kwa mlima, na utakupeana imekuwa ni shinda. Kwa hiyo nakuomba ukome kutanja sisi, kwa sababu ulitanja Cynthia Meru ukasema ni mjinga, ukanjusi ulisema mimi ni mjinga, pia gavana wa Embu County kwa sababu ya maendeleo ni mjinga, na pia hata tukasikia ukasema Embu hakuna ndawa, na tunajua vile yule gavana amefanya. Pia umekuwa mara mingi ukitukana hata rais wa Kenya na pia makamu wake. Mambo ya matusi haitasaidia. Ile ningekuomba rundi ukae chini ufikiria ni wapi umepotea kwa njia ndio uweze kuendea vizuri, kwa sababu nataka nikukumbushe kuna watu walikuwa katika mbilia, watu 10, 5 walikuwa na mafuta na wengine wakuwa na mafuta, na kama mafuta yako iliisha, wachana na sisi, tuangane tufuate pahali kuna mafuta, na tuko wa Mwangaza, na tumeona vile serikali ikisaidia county 47 county zetu ya Mount Kenya, mambo yote inaendelea vizuri. Hiyo ndio naweza kusema.
The Senate Committee on Health toured Bungoma County Referral Hospital on a fact-finding mission aimed at assessing the challenges facing the health facility and exploring ways to improve service delivery and overall healthcare environment for residents. Key issues highlighted during the visit include a shortage of staff, which continues to strain operations, and congestion at the hospital's mortuary, which officials say has become a major hindrance to hospitals' service delivery.
In the country. I think also on mortuaries, there is a consistent problem across the country. And this is where we want the Ministry of Interior to partner with all county referral hospitals in the country. We want Ministry of Interior to work with counties and build a separate police mortuary in every county, because there are so many bodies that are being held either because of investigations that are still ongoing, or they have not been claimed, or their families are having disputes. Yes. And the bodies have to be kept for a year or 2. It impairs on the work of the county funeral homes. And we think this is an area where Ministry of Interior can partner with every county so that we have a special mortuary that handles those cases. When the investigations are going on until the matter is concluded, the body can be kept in a good manner.
The facilities I went to, one of them is maternity, the other one is the kitchen and the laundry. I realized that most of the casual which are there, they work almost 5 years with short-term contracts. If it finish after 6 months, they normally renew instead of absorbing them. Instead of absorbing them, they do interview and take other new people from outside instead of absorbing these people.
Idadi ya watoto wa shule kutoka miaka 12 hadi 17 ambao wanapachikwa mimba na kujifungua katika hospitali zetu, haswa hii ya rufaa ya Bungoma, ni ya kusikitisha sana. Takwimu zinaonyesha kwamba kwa watoto 10, 8 ni chini ya miaka 18. Sasa na warai watu wa Bungoma, vijana na wazazi, iwapo tutaendelea kuwapachika watoto wachanga mimba, basi vizazi vijavyo katika nchi hii na katika kaunti hii, maisha yao yatakuwa.
The construction of a 7-story hostel complex at Ruiru Technical and Vocational College has kicked off in a major step aimed at easing the accommodation shortage facing learners. According to Ruiru Member of Parliament Simon Kingara, the 230 million shillings project will provide residential space for about 800 students who have long struggled to find housing near the institution. The new facility is expected to reduce the financial burden on parents who have been paying both fees and daily transport for their children. With hostels located within the college, students will be able to study in a more convenient and cost-effective environment. According to the college principal, Irungu Shege, the low number of students over the years has been linked to the lack of accommodation, a challenge that will be addressed once the new hostels are completed. Elsewhere, young people across the country have been called upon to take a leading role in shaping Kenya's socio-economic future by embracing innovation, technology, and proactive leadership. Speaking during Zitech University's 9th graduation ceremony, Chancellor Professor Susan Alfano encouraged the youth to harness modern technology to develop solutions to the challenges facing society. She urged them to rise not only as job seekers, but as visionary leaders and innovators committed to service. During the event, which saw 3,216 graduates conferred with various academic awards, Zitech University Vice Chancellor Professor Njenga Munene affirmed that the institution had adequately prepared its graduates for the evolving job market.
The young people in this country, we have a lot of potential. All we need is an opportunity to showcase what we can do, especially in this digital era whereby we have so many students who have pursued media, so many people who have got the wisdom on how to utilize AI. Allow us to work with you.
Tuna hofu that tunaweza kosa kazi. Kwa perspective yangu, naona places za employment ni kidogo. Ni kidogo na we are graduating tukiwa wengi sana. So you see, haita balance na places zenye za kazi tunafaa kuandikwa. So mimi naweza omba tu serikali like wa open opportunities.
Today's graduation is not an ending. It is a commencement. The beginning of a lifelong journey of imagining, designing, and inventing what comes next. At ZTech, inventing the future means building human capacity, shaping graduates who are not only prepared for employment, but for leadership, creativity, service, and bold.
If you live our core values of integrity, customer focus, innovation, teamwork, and excellence, you can succeed in every endeavor of life. And I want to recommend that you sweat the small things. That will make you truly successful. Keep time. Have financial discipline. For there is no merit in poverty.
The reality is that the world you will step into is heading into a place where the questions of where do humans fit in when machines can think, write, and design? Where do we, the people, the men, the women of the future belong? The answer is right in the center. Leadership in the age of AI is not about competing with machines. It's about complementing them, or more aptly, them complementing us.
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta sent his spokesperson Kanzedena to deliver his condolence message and financial support to the family of the late gospel artist Betty Bayo. Bayo passed away on Monday, November 10th, while receiving treatment at the Kenyatta National Hospital. She had been battling blood cancer, leukemia. Kanzedena visited the family on Saturday, where she comforted Betty's children, Sky and Danny, her husband Hiram Gitau, and their extended relatives. She conveyed the former president's assurance of his prayers and solidarity with the family during what he described as a deeply painful moment for the gospel and creative community. During the visit, Kanzedena also delivered Uhuru's contribution of 1 million shillings to support the family with funeral preparations. Now to sports, Harambee Stars fell 1-0 to 99th ranked Equatorial Guinea in an international friendly match played at the Emir Complex in Antalya, Turkey on Friday evening. A solitary goal from Jose Miranda was enough to hand the Nanjala Nacional their first ever victory over Kenya in 2 meetings. The match began with head coach Benny McCarthy opting for a 4-4-2 lineup, handing Nairobi United youngster Kevin Otiende his senior team debut at left back. Bain Omondi started in goal, shielded by a backline of Runi Onyango, Gor Mahia's duo of Michael Kibwage and Sylvester Wino, with Otiende completing the defensive unit. In midfield, Yanga's Duke Abuya marshaled the center alongside Marvin Nabuire, while William Lenkumpai and Boniface Mushiri occupied the wide roles. Up front, McCarthy partnered Ryan Ogam with Jonah Ayunga in a twin striker arrangement aimed at injecting more direct threat into Kenya's attack. All right, allow me to wrap it up at that point tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you're duly informed on what is happening across the Republic of Kenya tonight. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourself a blessed Sunday ahead.